Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stace and I brought another little spend a day with me. I'm not doing much today, purely for the fact it's the last week of the summer holiday and I'm back at work next week and the boys back at school, so it'll be back to getting in a routine and rushing around and getting up early, and I'm just not really looking forward to it, to be honest. Today, not doing much, so I thought I'd invite you to spend a cozy day with me because it's raining today, which I'm quite pleased at because it was quite warm for the last couple of days yesterday, and I am so ready for autumn now. So yeah, join me for mainly reading, just a little cozy day spending with me. So I'm reading This Is Why We Lied by Karin. I brought this in Sainsbury's and Dawlish last week when we were on holiday. I was looking at the books and I really fancied a thriller. So Cody actually picked this. I couldn't decide out of two books. So he picked this one, probably because it's got yellow on it. But I've read Karin before, so I know her works and I really enjoyed Pretty Girls. I really loved that one, it was so good. But I was also reading a book on my Kindle, Death in the Clouds by Agatha Christie. I've been in Devon. You know, Agatha Christie was born and lived in Torquay. You know, so I thought I'd give her book a go and I really enjoyed it. It was very short, it was only 200 and something pages, but I read that last week alongside this, and I'm hoping to finish it. I'm on page 236, so I'm hoping to finish it before Sunday because I can say I read 12 books over the summer holiday, which is wow. And people say, how do you do that being a mom? Well, I have time to read a little bit while I have breakfast, while I'm drinking my coffee, while the washing machine's on, you know, just bits throughout the day. And then I read, and then I get into a terrible routine of being in bed by midnight, which needs to kind of stop this week and go to bed a little bit earlier. But I just want to show you my bookmark. I don't know if you can see it. Mum, the heart of our family. Cody picked that in one of the shops on holiday for me, because the boy knows I like my bookmarks. So yeah, I've just got to nip out to the post office this morning. Join me for the rest of the day where I will be hoping to read as much of This Is Why We Lied today, and yeah, come along and for a nice cozy easy day today before I have to rush around next week. I'll catch you in a bit. Ooh. Van?
Van, not that van.
There's a postman's van. You're going down the slide?
Should I do face first?
No, it's wet by the way, a little bit.
I think it's wet.
Okay.
Okay, anyways, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Go on then.
Let's go!
We made it back just in time for it to rain. We even managed to have a quick stop off at the park for a quick play for about 15 minutes, and then we felt it spitting, so we came home. So yeah. So I've just made myself some lunch, some cheesy pasta with rocket, using my healthy extra for the cheese, and a Coke because I fancy something cold and fizzy. And I said using healthy extra, guys. I'm still on Slimming World since Easter and I've lost nearly 2.5 stone. So I'm really proud of myself, that's running well. And of course I've got my trusty supervisor while I was making my dinner. Poppy. Meow. So yeah, because she thinks that Mummy might drop stuff, but no. So I'm going to go and have this and read a little bit more, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, I take it as it's dinner time. Oh my god. Okay. It is dinner time. And your dinner. So this is the meal that I am cooking tonight. It's a Slimming World meal from the app, and it is one of my favourites, and it is so easy to do and so quick. Highly recommended. Hi, so I thought I'd give you a bit of an update because I don't think I've explained a bit of the plot of the book I'm reading. This is Why We Lie by Karin Slaughter. It is about McAlpine Lodge and the McAlpine family, which consists of Mercy, her ex-husband, he's still around, her son John, and Mercy's brother Christopher, or they call him Fishtopher. There's Chuck, who's sort of a good friend of Christopher's, and then Mercy's mum and dad, and they own this, I suppose, camp, the McAlpine Family Lodge camp, and there's a bit of a map. So this is the big lake, and this is the main house where the McAlpines live, and different tracks, and guests can stay in these here, and there's all the trails and things like that. Anyway, Will and Sarah, they are swimming in the lake one night and they hear screams. They go running towards the screams and they find Mercy has been murdered. She's been stabbed multiple times, and half of the murder weapon has come off, so the blade's still in her body but the handle's gone missing. So this is obviously now a murder investigation which Will has been told he shouldn't get involved with, but he wants to, so he ends up getting involved. Dave, the ex-husband, I don't think it was him because he would just be too obvious. So I kind of ruled him out quite early on, thinking he's just too obvious, unless, yeah, the more you read you think it's going to be so-and-so, but then there's a twist and it ends up being Dave, the ex-husband. I don't know. But we've got to the point where Mercy's body's been picked up and she still has the auto biopsy, and Sarah does that alongside, I think it's Nadine, and while they're doing that they give her x-rays, they see if she's been sexually assaulted and things like that. But I got to the part where they find out she was actually 12 weeks pregnant. So is that something to do with the murder? Has the father of this child, it's not Dave's, her ex-husband. I don't think it is, but I think it was maybe a previous guest who's returned, found out about it, didn't want his wife to know him, and ended up killing her in a bit of an argument. I don't know, but yeah, it's very gripping. So we got to the part where, you know, she found out she's pregnant, and I always get to these good parts when I need to go to bed. But anyway, that's the gist of the story, and I carry on reading. See what else happens. Catch you in a bit. This story just gets, oh my god, better and better. I don't know what it is about books that Cody chooses, especially with yellow on the cover, but he really chooses good thriller books. I might put him to the test and take him to the shop and get him to pick another one and see, or it might be a fluke, I don't know. So I read some more, lost my page now, but hey, I should remember. You know, things are turning in the case. Sarah's gone to one of the people are not allowed to leave the mountain. Who is it? I don't remember her name. So you've got a gay couple in the mountain, but they've gone a bit quiet. But anyway, Chuck is dead. They don't know whether he was poisoned with this water, but he was talking to Will, and he said he was drinking a lot of water. And then suddenly he literally turned his back to leave for about a minute, and he came back and he was face down in the stream, and then the river took his body off, so Will went after him, and once he caught up with him and managed to grab him out of the lake, he'd have really bad diarrhea and stuff. Sarah comes running and she's like, he's been poisoned. So we don't know whether it's the same person who's gone on a bit of a murdering spree. So yeah, poor Chuck is currently in the freezer at the lodge because they haven't really announced that he's dead to anyone yet, because they've just started questioning the people at the camp. Their names are, I'll go to the map. So we have Sydney and Max, Chuck, who's now dead, Drew and Kaisha. Drew is a suspect for me, and so is Frank, who is with Monica. But they find half of the murder weapon, the handle of the knife, in the toilet system of where Drew and Kaisha is staying. So I'm up to that part. I'm nearly finished. So I'm going to carry on reading and see if I can get this finished today, because it really is picking up pace now and I'm just starting to know what's happening. So I'll catch you in a bit. Why We Lied by Karin Slaughter, and it is 100% 5-star. I couldn't put it down. Absolutely brilliant. The ending, the killer is not who you think it was. Obviously I went for, to begin with, Dave, Mercy's ex-husband, because obviously he's manipulative, and he used to hurt her and, you know, beat her. But then reading along, I thought that's just too obvious to be him. So I did wonder, going along reading a bit more, actually, is it these two guests? Because some of the murder weapon was found in one of the guest lodge. No. If you don't want to hear who it is, mute me now, and when I put my hand down you can unmute me. It was actually her son John who killed her. He's got a lot of emotional issues going on, and that's one of the reasons why he did it. But yeah, 100% 5-star read. Again, like Pretty Girls, that had a twist at the end, and so did this one. This is the 3rd book I've read by Karin Slaughter, so she is becoming, you know, rising up there. The more I read of her, the more I really enjoy her writing. I think there was one book that I didn't really like. I can't even remember what that was now. But yeah, so if you like a dysfunctional family, a great twist in the ending, major twist at the ending, a shocking ending, multiple characters in new light, seeing them in new lights as the story goes on. If you like thrillers with lies, secret, family dysfunctional, trauma, guilt, isolation, suspense, this book is for you. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And again, Cody picked this one while we were on holiday, so you know, this boy really does know how to pick a good thriller, because that's 2 this year's picked for me, and 2 I end up absolutely loving. So thank you for spending a day reading with me while I read This Is Why We Lied by Karin Slaughter. If you've read if you've read any of Karin Slaughter's books, please let me know in the comments below. And which ones have you read, and did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Was there a big twist at the end? If you did get this far, and you've never read a Karin Slaughter book, that's fine. Just drop me a little emoji, maybe a little paw print for saying hi to my pops, who's always never that far away. She's very tired today. So I will see you again from the video very soon. Bye.